drama for tonight is one of those what ifs. And we do a lot of what ifs at Christmas time, right? Our drama for tonight is what if there wasn't three wise men? You know, the Bible never says that there's three wise men. It only says that there were three gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And people have always just assumed that because there were three gifts, there were three wise men. But what if there weren't? What if there were more than three wise men? What if there was a fourth wise man? And things did not work out for him the way that he thought they would. Have you ever had a plan? You know, the Bible says the heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. You ever had a plan and you thought it was a good plan and you felt like everything was all lined up and it just didn't work out the way you thought it was going to? That's what our story is about tonight. This is the story of the fourth wise man, so let's see what happens.
Come in, Mother and Father. Please, come in. Welcome, Mother. Welcome, Father.
So very formal, my son. Are you feeling well?
Yes, fine, really.
Greetings, Magi.
Salutations, Caspar, Melchior, Balthazar. Peace to you.
Greetings and salutations, venerable Obgress and faithful Ophira.
Nothing is wrong. You are truly well.
Yes, everything is fine, really, except for...
Speak up, son. We already know these three magi are planning a long journey.
And if your three closest friends are not here out of concern for your health, why have we been summoned? What is the meaning of all of this?
Come, speak up. Get to the point. After all, we are old. If you take too long, we may not be around to hear it.
Enough of your nonsense. Son, where is Punti? I trust that at least your loyal servant is still keeping you from harm. So why is he not here attending to you? Artaban, what is it that you think you're about to do?
All right then, you ask, I'll answer. We'll answer. But you must listen and hear us out until we are finished.
Agreed.
Excellent. Venerable Father, faithful Mother, please sit.
I'm sorry I'm late. I was packing supplies.
It's fine, brother. You're here now.
Supplies?
Lies.
Yes, supplies. Now, please listen carefully to our words. Every day we go to the rooftop and hear the music of countless birds. We look out onto lush gardens watered by the mighty slopes of Mount Orontes.
And we look over the 7 walls encircling the royal treasury, and the crimson, silver, and gold battlements rising to the hill where the palace of the Parthian emperor glitters like a precious stone.
But when evening comes, we look up into the night sky in search of something truly important, that which gives us meaning and purpose to life, the truth about God. Ever seeking with all our hearts and minds some bridge to connect us.
And I am troubled by your dissatisfaction. Our emperor has provided you with a magnificent home. You are surrounded by family that loves you and your friends. Son, you are a physician and an astrologer, a man of rank and privilege, a Parthian noble. And in the past, you have always exhibited extraordinary faith. Or have they finally turned you from Zoroaster?
No! We are faithful followers of Zoroaster, studying the struggles between forces of good and evil.
Nor have we ceased from searching the secrets of nature together and studying the healing virtues of water, of fire, and of the plants.
But the highest of all our learning is the knowledge of the stars.
Yes, absolutely.
Be careful. The wisdom of the Magi is the greatest wisdom on earth because it knows its own ignorance.
And that is why we study the books of prophecy and other ancient writings.
In the years of the past, long before our fathers came to Babylon, there were wise men in Chaldea.
And of these, Balaam was one of the mightiest. He wrote, "There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall arise out of Israel."
What? Have you forgotten that Judah was held captive by the rivers of Babylon, and that the sons of Jacob were in bondage to our kings?
Precisely. The tribes of Israel. They wander through their mountains like flocks of lost sheep. And the remnant that remains in Judea, they're under the yoke of Rome.
And yet, the Hebrew Daniel, interpreter of dreams and wise counselor of kings, who is most honored and beloved by our great King Cyrus, wrote these words.
Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore Jerusalem until the anointed one, the prince, the time shall be 7 and 60 plus 2 weeks.
Oh, these are mystical numbers. Who can interpret them?
We have searched the ancient towns of Chaldea and calculated the time. Why? It falls in this year.
We have studied the skies and have seen 2 great stars coming together.
Their conjunction will be soon.
How soon?
Very soon.
In fact, we 3 leave tonight for the temple of the 7 spheres in Babylonia, where we will watch for the stars to align.
And Artaban and I will meet them there. And together we will all set out for Jerusalem to see and worship the promised one, who is to be born King of Israel.
Worship?
Don't you see? This child will become the bridge between us and God.
And we will bear gifts at his birth.
Now, we have told you everything. Father, will you give us your blessing?
Husband, please, first hear me. Is not Herod already established as king of Israel and Jerusalem?
Yeah.
Oh, then obviously our son's continued illnesses have weakened not only his body, but his very mind. Why else would he ask such a foolish blessing as to journey and search for a king, an unborn king, among the scattered tribes of those Hebrews? Can you not see him? Our son has not the strength to make such a long and arduous journey. Husband, please, I beg you, tell him this is a vain dream.
Most believe it is unlikely that a king...
No! Tell him that the Magi are cherishing lofty thoughts.
Jeez.
Husband.
Most believe it is unlikely that a king will ever rise out of the broken race of Israel, or that there'll ever come an end to the eternal strife between light and darkness. And those that seek it are chasers of shadows.
What?
Yet, it may be that the light of truth is in this sign of the bright star rising in our western sky.
Oh, husband, no.
I can see each of them has already made up his own mind and his own heart to go on this quest. It is now up to us, you, me, to make peace with his decision.
Go then. Go and find this truth that you seek. But then, son, remember who you are. Return home to us.
Come, I will bless your journey. May your paths be prosperous wherever they take you. May you always travel in peace. May your feet keep from stumbling and your souls from death. May the God of truth bless you and continually draw you closer to him.
Been acting so mysteriously lately. Leave now? Leave this beautiful city of Ecbatana and the mountains of Persia to go west all the way to Jerusalem?
Yes, sister.
But have you thoroughly considered what lies ahead?
Thoroughly.
But your health, Artaban.
I am a physician, Vazda, and Punti will take excellent care of me.
No, this can't be true. Such a journey. For you must first pass along the slopes of Mount Orontes, furrowed by the rocky courses of 100 torrents. You must cross the vast plains and the wide swampy meadows of Nisan. You must then traverse the dry and dusty fields of Kankabar, over the cold, desolate passes, windswept hills, and down Black Mountain gorges, roaring rivers, and broad rice fields, hills, plains, parched meadows, the swirling floods of the Tigris, and the many channels of the Euphrates. And all of this just to get to Babylon. And you plan to do this in 10 days? Well?
Are you finished? Yes. Punti and I have excellent horses. We will ride from morning till night.
Why such a hurried pace? It's madness.
Once the star is visible, Balthazar, Caspar, and Melchior will wait at the temple for 3 days and no longer.
You've all gone mad. Oh, Artaban, what about your home, your possessions?
Sold them all. Everything.
You sold everything?
Everything. Punti and I have packed all that we need. And, with much of the money, I bought 3 precious gifts for the Holy Child in honor of his birthday.
Oh, really? May I see them?
This is the sapphire.
Oh, it is as blue as the Persian night sky.
This is the ruby.
Oh, it is as red as the first rays of sunrise.
And this is the pearl.
Oh, it is as white and pure as snow. These are indeed precious gifts for a holy child. Please, just one more time, explain to me why you can't wait here, like so many of the other magi.
The others are content to wait and look endlessly. But think about it, Vazda. If the waiting is endless, there can be no fulfillment. If there can be no fulfillment, what is the purpose of waiting or looking?
Oh. Oh, it's no use. I don't see what you see. All I see is that you're going to travel far, far away with only a single bright star as your guide.
Don't you see, Vazda? The star is the sign that the king is coming, and I will go to meet him.
I'm afraid it's all still too much for my mind. But my heart will be a companion for your pilgrimage every day.
Greetings, Vazda, and farewells. For it is time to go. The horses are ready.
Goodbye, Punti. Take good care of him.
I will.
I will miss you, brother. May you go and find the one who is to be the true light of the world.
Farewell, sweet sister.
It is time. It is good that we've stopped to rest. I was becoming fearful that had we not, you would not have fared well the remaining 3 hours' ride, all the way to the Temple of the Seven Spheres.
Yes, I was tired, Punti. It feels good to rest. We are made excellent time, but we dare not tarry too long, for the others dare not tarry either.
True.
How are the horses doing?
Much better now that they have been fed and watered. These Arabian beasts have great strength and are very eager to serve us.
What is it, Punti?
Something's not right.
Yes. It is unusually silent in this grove of date palms.
Not a leaf rustles, nor a bird sings.
Silent as a tomb.
Whoa!
What was that?
I don't know, but it came from that direction. There it is again.
Be careful, Punti.
Oh, hey!
Please, help me!
It's a man, badly hurt, beaten and robbed by the looks.
Punti, get my bag and some water, quickly.
Yeah, but
Now, Punti.
are you sure?
No, but hurry. What to do, what to do. If we stay to help this man, we cannot make the appointed hour. My spirit throbs with the urgency of this crisis. O God of truth and light, direct my path.
God has answered my prayers. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Thy will be done. Try to lay still. You have several broken bones and a fever, probably from these infected wounds. Do not worry, I am a physician. My friend and I will take good care of you. Here, put this under your tongue. It will help you rest while we tend to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here, drink this remedy. It will help you sleep.
Who are you? Why have you sought to bring back my life?
My name is Artaban. I am a Magian from the city of Ecbatana in Persia. And this is my good friend Punti.
Why are you here?
We are on our way to Jerusalem in search for the one who is to be born king of the Jews.
Jerusalem?
Yes, but don't worry. We will first take you to the Hebrew houses in Babylon, where they will care for you until you are able to travel.
And I will set them up with money and supplies to care for your wounds until you are fully recovered.
I have nothing to give you, nothing to repay your kindness, except this, that our Hebrew prophets have learned, that the Messiah will not be born in Jerusalem, but in Bethlehem of Judah.
Bethlehem, Judah?
That is where you must seek him.
Try to lay still. It is best you lay still as long as possible before traveling.
May the God of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob bless and prosper your journey for helping a poor, perishing soul.
Well done, Artaban. He's already gained some strength back. When we depart in a day or two, we will still be able to catch up with the others.
I'm afraid not, Punti.
Why do you speak such words?
Once the others see that we have not made the appointed hour, they will join a caravan and leave without us. We will be much too far behind them.
All right, so we will not make the appointed time with the others. But what then? Turn back?
Turn back? Never. We will take our new friend here to Babylon, and with money from the sapphire,
The sapphire?
the sapphire, we will set him up and purchase camels and supplies.
And together we will continue our quest to find the newborn king, and we will go to Bethlehem.
To Bethlehem. So, this is the place to which the Hebrew man told us that the Jewish prophets had spoken.
Yes, here we are in Bethlehem.
So we are. But remember, we'll let the horses and camels rest only long enough to inquire of my brethren and to which house the star has guided them. There at last, I will offer the ruby and the pearl to the Holy Child, and we will behold the rising of the light of the world.
Light of the world. It is amazing. You know, it's also amazing the terrain that we've covered. Since leaving Babylon, we've crossed a vast desert, shifting hills of treacherous sand, with just a bitter, blighting chill by night, a fervent, intolerable heat by day, not to mention dark, rocky ledges, inhospitable mountain ranges, black ravines, the myrrh thickets of Damascus, the lakes of Galilee, the hills of Ephraim, the highlands of Judah, the valley of the Jordan. What are you looking at, Artaban?
I was uncertain it was still you. For a moment I thought Vaza was here.
Wait, Pasta? Oh, very amusing, my friend. Very amusing.
Listen.
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Wounded one. Levi,
Careful,
come
son.
back. Thank you. 1,000 pardons, gracious travelers. Would you accept a fresh cup of morning tea?
We have little time to spare. However, that would be most pleasant.
Yes, most pleasant indeed.
Please sit.
Thank you.
Thank you. The streets seem deserted. Have all the men gone up to their hill pastures to collect their sheep?
No. Our men have driven the herds and flocks far back among the hills and hidden themselves.
Why?
We have heard that Roman soldiers are coming to force some attacks from us.
See, they look like the other travelers.
Oh, Levi, will they stay or will they disappear like the others?
You have seen others like us?
Yes, 3 others.
Please, tell us every detail.
Yes, of course. Travelers from the Far East first appeared in the village three days ago. They said they were following a star that guided them to where Joseph and his wife and newborn babe Jesus were lodging. But the strangers were too late. Joseph and his family weren't there.
Well, which direction did the travelers go?
We don't know.
Where did the newborn baby Jesus and his family go?
It is whispered that the man of Nazareth took the babe and his mother and flew away secretly in the night. Some say all the way to faraway Egypt.
Egypt?
Yes, and ever since there's been a tension in this village, as if something dark hangs over it.
The Romans are killing the children!
Help us, please! Save our children, please!
No!
We are the soldiers of Herod! How do I wait before they cut you down? Captain!
What is it?
They won't move!
Stand aside! Defy Roman soldiers! Not for long!
No!
We are not from this place, but we are waiting to give this precious stone to the prudent captain who will go and leave this house in peace.
Show it then! What have we here? Move on. There's nothing to see here.
The soldiers have moved on, but remain hidden until they are gone from the village.
Thank you. You've saved the lives of our children.
Thank you. Thank you.
May the Lord bless you and keep you.
May the Lord make his face to shine upon you.
May he lift up his countenance and give you peace.
Once again, it does not seem good to the all-knowing God to reward our quest so quickly or so easily.
The one that we seek has gone on before us again. So now we must go onwards and follow this holy child.
His name is Jesus.
This holy child, Jesus, to Egypt.
To Egypt.
Welcome, shalom. Welcome to the synagogue of Alexandria.
Greetings, rabbis.
Welcome. Come in. Sit, please.
I am Artaban, and this is my faithful friend Punti.
We have been told you have been in Egypt seeking the young family that has come from Bethlehem, yes?
Yes, and we found that they had camped beneath the spreading sycamores of Heliopolis, and again beneath the walls of the Roman fortress of New Babylon beside the Nile. But the traces are so faint and so dim, they vanish continually, as if they just disappeared.
Yes, as footprints on the hard river sand glisten for a moment with moisture, and then they're gone.
Even so, we have not given up. We have been at the base of the pyramids, to the Sphinx, to the palace of the Pharaoh, among the rich and powerful, and always the same answer. No Savior to be found.
And by now, the guiding star has disappeared from the night sky.
And now, I have only one treasure left of the 3 precious gifts meant for him. So, here we are, O wise and venerable rabbis, seeking much needed counsel.
Well, then it is counsel we will give, yes, and wise and venerable. But you must know, not all the Sadducees and Pharisees agree with us.
No, they think they're wiser than God. But I hold in my hand the prophecies of Israel, the words of the great prophet Isaiah.
Yes, words which foretell the suffering of the promised Messiah.
Yes, he will be despised and rejected, wounded and bruised of men. He will know heartache and sorrow.
But why? Are you speaking of the Holy Child, the Son of God?
Oh yes, the deliverer,
The Prince of Peace.
the one who will save the world.
He will establish justice for all.
He will restore Israel.
He will be blameless, yet willing to go to his death for the sins of all humanity.
What are you saying?
We don't understand.
Yeah, we too do not understand why all these things must come to pass.
Nor do we understand how the kings and the peoples of this earth will be brought to acknowledge the Messiah and pay homage to him.
But we do know that once he begins his ministry, the king whom you are seeking will not be found in a palace or amongst the rich and the powerful.
The Messiah, the light of the world, the glory of Israel, was to be appointed to come with the greatness of earthly splendor. It would have been written in prophecy.
The light for which the world is waiting is a new light.
And the kingdom, which will be established forever, is a new kingdom of unconquerable love.
Never forget, he left his throne in heaven to come forth into our world, a baby, because of God's immeasurable great love for us.
And all the people can put their hope and their faith in this good news of great joy.
You have given us much valuable information to take into our hearts and minds. But we still don't know where to find them.
You will do well, those who seek seek the Son of God will do well to look amongst the poor and the lowly.
Yes, the sick, the sorrowful, the oppressed.
That is where you will find him.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, before you continue your journey, let us pray.
Oh, yes.
Here, Artaban. The herbs steep exactly as you'd described.
Just right, Punti. Just right. Ah, Tara, how is everyone?
Oh, Artaban, the fever, it is not going down. It continues to rise in the children and in many of the elderly.
Did you mix the herbs exactly as I showed you?
Exactly. And it did help those who drank of it. But there was not enough to give everyone a full portion. The plague, it is spreading. There is an increased need for more remedies.
But Punti, didn't we have a large quantity?
There's none left.
None left?
None.
Then I must go to Jerusalem and get more.
Artaban, your health is not good. The road may be short, but it will be too much for your worn and weary body. You must stay here and rest.
But the children, the others, what will become of them?
Is there no other herb that can help?
There is no other.
Artaban, do not be downhearted, for you have traveled from place to place, searching for the little family from Bethlehem, and always serving those who are in need. You have visited the oppressed in prisons, the wretched in the slave markets, and the weary toilers in the galley ships. And in all of this, you have found none to worship, but you have found many to care for. Artaban, you cannot help everyone all the time.
And besides, it is the Passover, and the city streets will be thronged with strangers.
It is true. The children of Israel, scattered in faraway lands all over the world, are returning to the temple for the great feast. Already for many days there has been much confusion of tongues in the narrow, crowded city streets.
Yes, my heart beats unsteady, and I am getting weary. But something burns deep within my soul. I must go. The ways of God are different than the ways of man.
If this is God's will, so be it. I will prepare the horses at once, and together we will go to Jerusalem. Terah, we will meet again soon. Farewell.
Farewell, Kunti. Artaban, I do not know how things shall come to pass. No one does. But I will be praying for you. For I see that you have not given up your quest. You are still a pilgrim, seeking for the Savior of our souls. Farewell, Artaban. Go with God.
Farewell, Tara. O God of truth and wisdom, God of love, perhaps today I will find the King, and at last offer this precious pearl as a gift to your Son.
Here we are, back in Jerusalem. I just cannot believe, again, the lands that we have traversed. from rugged mountain passes.
Let us not speak about all the terrain we have covered, now or ever.
Somebody's a little grumpy this morning.
I mean it.
All right. I will not say another word about it. It just seems so long ago that we came here to bring the healing herbs back to Terra's village.
That's because it has been a while. I shall always be thankful for those days, and for the apothecary who told us that Joseph, Mary, and Jesus would return to their home in Nazareth.
Unfortunately, by the time that we got there, he was already preaching and teaching and moving about from place to place.
Ah, yes. But what glorious lessons we learned from his wise words spread far and wide.
I, too, am thankful for his great words, but not for the toll that these past 30 years have taken on your health. We must find you a place to rest.
Agreed.
Mother, oh sister, no! Let my sister go! Let her go!
Have pity, kind sir, please.
What is your crime, child?
Get away from him! Get back here!
My father died, owing a great deal of money. We're being sold into slavery to pay the debts.
Please, sir, save my daughter from a life worse than death.
Save my mother!
Save our sister!
You two, watch them. Carefully. Do we have a problem here?
Well, that depends, Captain, on whether this precious pearl will cover their ransom, their entire ransom.
Release them. Their debt has been paid.
Oh, thank you, noble sir. God has used you to save our family. Truly, you are a servant of the Most High.
Thank you, sir. May God be with you.
And you as well, child.
I am sorry, my brother, that the last of the 3 precious jewels are gone. What's going on?
What's going on? You don't know? Jesus has been crucified. They put his body in the tomb.
Jesus of Nazareth?
Yes, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews.
Artaban! 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 Artaban, is it your heart?
It is. I must lay still.
I'll get some herbs from your pouch.
No need, my friend, for I'm at the end of my journey.
Don't say that, Artaban.
I had hoped to find him here, and so I have. But too late. How I long to offer him a gift, to give him something, to do something for him. But it seems it was never meant to be.
When you think about it, this whole time, God has turned your disappointment to good. Through all of this, you've remained a pilgrim, a seeker after light. Maybe this was the way it was meant to be.
Perhaps all of this was inevitable.
And does not the inevitable come from God?
So it does. And thus, my search is over. For even if I stood face to face with the Holy One, I have nothing left to give him.
When I was hurt, you helped me.
When I was sick, you healed me. When we were in danger, you rescued us.
were imprisoned.
You came to visit us.
When I was thirsty, you gave me a drink.
When we were hungry,
You fed us.
When I was naked, you clothed me.
When we were persecuted, you rescued us.
Whatever you did for the least of these, you did for me.
Not see, Artaban. Jesus, the Holy One, the Messiah, who has come to save the souls of men, has received your treasured gifts of love.